George Balecki here with NESN Patriots beat reporter Dakota Randall. Day 2 of practice for the Pats leading up to their Week 4 matchup against the Dallas Cowboys. Perfect attendance for the Patriots at practice today. One significant standout, though, Cole Strange looking a little limited in work, and that's significant as they face another lethal front seven in the Dallas Cowboys and Micah Parsons.
Yeah, Cole Strange, who was banged up for most of training camp, and then at the end of the game the other day against the Jets, he either suffered a new knee injury or aggravated the one that he was dealing with in the summer. We can't really tell. Antonio Mafi came in and finished out the game. Some of us speculated that maybe that was part real benching, part injury related. It's tough to tell, but regardless, it's not been a good start for Cole Strange. But I still think the best version of the Patriots offensive line is when he's out there, and they'll want a full strength offensive line this weekend, obviously going up against the Dallas Cowboys, who have one of the best front sevens in football, led by Micah Parsons, probably the best defensive player, if not all-around player in the NFL. And I think Cole Strange and his athleticism and just his experience on the line over someone like Mafi, over someone like would really help the Patriots a lot. And I think their offensive line needs all the help it can get against this Dallas front seven. So I think his status will certainly be worth monitoring as we get closer to game day.
Yeah, as we see the drastic difference, Trent Brown drops back in at left tackle.
Certainly
excellent. The linchpin of that offensive line. Mufadarian Lowe to right tackle, who's exceptional.
Right, and I think we are getting close to, an offensive line that fans can believe in. I was saying before the season, a lot of people were too, that if they get healthy, the Patriots actually have the bones of one of the best O-lines in football, with Trent Brown on the left, Cole Strange if he hits the ceiling, David Andrews, one of the best centers in football, Mike Onwenu, one of the best right guards in football. And then you figure out right tackle. I think Vidarian Lowe has been a good option, but they got to stay healthy. They got to play a lot of games together and get that time and chemistry. And so losing Strange obviously would hurt that.
Yeah, and when you look at the defensive side of the ball, big news today for the Patriots. Christian Gonzalez named AFC Rookie of the Month, the first rookie for the Pats to get that award since 2012. And he's coming off a standout September. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle. You name elite receiver after elite receiver. Garrett Wilson. And he only allowed 34 receiving yards per game when matched up against those guys in coverage. Cool. This Sunday you have CeeDee Lamb, another elite route runner and receiver.
Yeah, and listen, I think the Patriots are going to have a plan for CeeDee Lamb at the end of the day. The Patriots, even in their lessened state post-Tom Brady, have been good at taking out other teams' best weapons. And really, the Cowboys don't have much on offense other than CeeDee Lamb as far as pass catchers. So I think they'll figure something out there. But more importantly, I think if Gonzalez was one-on-one with CeeDee Lamb, I think you'd have to feel good about how he would handle himself in that game. And really, you mentioned it, he's been excellent to start his career. And I think really, it's kind of a lesson in there's not a one-size-fits-all personality trait for cornerbacks. I think when you talk about the best cornerbacks in the game, you think about these brash, in-your-face personalities. Whether that be Sauce Gardner,
Jalen Ramsey,
Trayvon Diggs, going out throughout history, Ty Law, Richard Sherman, Deion Sanders, big in-your-face cornerbacks. And we heard that, after the draft, one of the reasons that Christian Gonzalez slipped from being kind of a top 5 prospect to the Patriots at 17 was some teams felt like he didn't have that fiery competitiveness, that brash personality you want to see in a corner. But as it turns out, he's kind of that more even-keeled Stephon Gilmore kind of like player. And it just goes to show, you don't have to have that personality that a lot of people think you do in a corner. And this way works for him. He's a quieter guy, but it hasn't hurt him on the field at all.
And I think it's important because we asked plenty of his teammates, Dietrich Wise, Matt Judon, Lawrence Guy speaking today, what about Gonzalez sticks out to him? They're just he's exceptional. He steps in. He's calm. He does his job. Really important for a defensive line. Lawrence Guy said it. We need to stop the run. We need to earn the way to rush the passer. Gonzalez is essential to that game plan, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Good pass. You want to marry up, good pass rush with good pass coverage. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how good the secondary is, how good Christian Gonzalez is. If the Patriots front seven doesn't put pressure on Dak Prescott in this game, it's going to be hard to cover for long periods of time. But I think you have to like their ability to generate pressure in this game based on some of the injuries that Dallas has on offensive line. They might be down multiple offensive linemen in this game. We'll see, but it's looking bad right now for them.
Even going down to their center, Tyler Biadasz, who missed last game. 3 starters missing from last game. And to point it out, too, you look at the numbers. When CeeDee Lamb is targeted by Dak Prescott, Dak's passer rating is 114. It's above all of his other targets on it. Jacob Ferguson at tight end, good, but not great. All right, and then let's go to the Patriots in Dallas, Week 4. If they drop this game, they'll be 1-3 for the 3rd straight season.
Right.
There's the simple question: what does a win this Sunday mean? But seriously, what does a win this Sunday mean to you?
Well, I think it's huge for the Patriots. It's unfortunate that the new standard we're trying to look for is let's get to 2-2. That's what we're looking for. But that's the reality of the situation. And I think, I think the Patriots, I feel better about them this year. I think the defense is better than it's been the last couple of years. I think the offense has the ability to be better. Certainly you feel better about the coaching compared to last season. Special teams kind of back to the standard you expect. But bird's eye view, it does kind of feel the same It has an eerily similar vibe as the last couple of years. I mean, the last 2 seasons, and then including this year, if you just talk about the 3-game stretches to start the year, it was the same thing each time. You had a victory in a game against an inferior opponent that you should have won, you did win. You had a game where you could have easily beat a superior opponent, but you lost because of self-inflicted mistakes, unforced errors. And then you had a game where, you gave the illusion of competing against a superior team. I'm talking about, against the Dolphins this year, against the Dolphins a couple years ago, where you gave the illusion of competing, but ultimately you lost and you deserved to lose because of unforced errors. And then again, you go into the 4th game of those years. You had the Bucs 2 years ago. You had the Packers last year. Nobody gave the Patriots a chance in those games, and they actually made those games close, but ultimately lost. Is this a year that they finally flip that script and get to 2-2 and pull off a big upset? It probably would be the biggest win of Mac Jones' career. I think they have a chance to. I don't know if I'm going to pick the Patriots. I'm close. I have to think about it more, but I give them a shot in this game.
Putting you on the spot, I always like to do this with you. If you had a final score prediction up in your head, and I'm going to preface this, I'm not patting myself on the back. All week I said Jets would be a 16-10 final. I missed by 1 point. I didn't know who was going to win. Patriots won. If you had to say a score for this game, 2 elite defenses, 2 offenses that need to run the ball, what are you thinking on this one?
I'm going to go 27-21 Patriots.
Yeah, I like that one. I'm like in the range of like 20, a weird score, 2-point conversion somewhere in there, 25-21, I'm thinking.
Yeah, I think the Patriots have a good defense, and I think Dallas is flawed. They looked horrible against the Cardinals last week.
Yeah.
And they're going to say all week, like, that's not us. We're going to, we put out that tape, but that's not really who we are. But it kind of is. I mean, that's what the Cowboys are. They tease you to make you think they're this excellent team, and then they fall apart sometimes. And Mike McCarthy can still lay a head coaching egg with the best of them. And I still give advantage Bill Belichick in these kind of games. So I give the Patriots a shot, and yeah, I'll pick them 27-21.
Cool. One more time, put you on the spot. Going away from Belichick, what do you think would be the key in it for them to get a win on Sunday?
Well, I think for them, they have to establish the run. I think as we saw with that touchdown to Pharaoh Brown, the Patriots, the first 2 games, they were way too pass heavy. If they're going to be what they can be on offense, they need to establish the run, set up play action, get Mac Jones under center, and get the play action game going. But you can't do that unless you establish the run and you make the opposing defense respect the run. Easier said than done against this Dallas front 7, but I think the Patriots offensive line made some big strides against the Jets, and so I do think they're going to pull it off this time.
A lot of 3 tight end sets we saw against the Jets, led to the play action like you alluded to. And by the way, make sure to go to our YouTube page, watch Farrah Brown's presser from today. Exceptional human being, just humble, really grateful for this opportunity. He's the type of player, I'm watching him up at the podium, listening to him, asking him questions. He's a guy, it's like when you're at your friend's barbecue, you meet their uncle, and you just want to hear him talk all day. You just want to have a nice tall glass of whiskey and just listen to him. That's a Farrah Brown. I don't know, something about him. Old soul. I like him a lot.
No, he is. He's definitely
Farrah Brown fan club.
Yeah,
starting right here.
Yeah, you are the biggest Farrah Brown fan. I think he's definitely, he's a good guy, and I think more importantly for the Patriots, going into the year, I think that 3rd tight end spot was a bit of a question mark.
Yeah.
They didn't really have anybody behind Hunter Henry, Mike Gesicki, and really Mike Gesicki's not a tight end, so they really didn't have a true second tight end. He's been exactly what you would want in that position. He's a really good blocker, and as it turns out, he can provide something in the passing game. And as you said, he's a good guy in the locker room. So I think, he's been a good addition for them.
He said countless times, whatever it takes for me to get on the field. He's certainly done that for the Patriots. We'll see what he does when he gets on the field this Sunday against the Dallas Cowboys. Dakota Randall and Zach Cox, they will be in Dallas all weekend long, providing full coverage. Make sure to stay locked in on NESN.com, NESN360, NESN's YouTube page for all the extensive Patriots coverage. For George Blechy, Dakota Randall, that's all from Gillette Stadium.